I swear to God, we deal with some fucked up people in the world. And here lately, it's been coming from the people we supposed to know and trust. Miss J here took her son to the hospital on November 26, 2019. Shands Hospital in Gainesville, Florida. She took her baby to the hospital because he had an unusual cough and an unusual bump on his hip. When they get to the hospital, they run tests and they prescribe the baby antibiotics called Keflex. The following day, she goes and gets a prescription filled and she starts giving it to the baby. After giving it to the baby got sick, was vomiting. It got to a point, y'all, the baby stopped eating. So on December 3rd, 2019, she took the baby back to Shands Hospital, and then they ran tests and immediately admitted the baby into pediatric ICU. Now, once they get the baby back there, they began running test after test after test, and every time they came back with the results, they was giving Miss Jade a different answer. So, of course, quite naturally, her being the mother that she is, she says, hey, I want to take my baby somewhere else. I need a second opinion because y'all confusing me. 1 minute it's this, 1 minute it's that. Like, what the fuck is going on? But instead of them telling her that she can do that, a social worker from the hospital comes and let her know that they call CPS on her. What the fuck you call CPS for? All she did was give her baby what y'all prescribed her. Now, keep in mind, y'all, they haven't left the hospital. They haven't even given them the okay to take the baby to go and get a second opinion. And with them still being in pediatric ICU, the following day, a CPS investigator by the name of Jocelyn Weston came to let her know that a case was being brought against her. Jade quite naturally asking her, what are the allegations? What are the allegations against me? Like, let me know what's going on. The CPS investigator ain't tell her shit. No follow-up visit, no calls, no anything. So the time rolled around. It was time for them to leave the pediatric ICU December the 10th, 2019. As she's trying to leave, the nurses is telling her she got to wait because somebody needs to speak with her. So she's sitting around the hospital, y'all, until 7 o'clock stroll up and a CPS worker walks in. When the CPS worker get in there, she walk into the room and she's like, can I speak with you? Can I speak with you? Come on. Like basically telling her, let me talk to you in the hallway. Now, Jay's sitting there with her baby, like, my baby crying and hollering, mommy, 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 whatever you got to say, can you say it to me in here? Why do you need to take me out? As they walk into the door, she see 2 police officers. She looked at the lady. She said, are y'all trying to take my baby from me? Now, why the CPS investigator lie and say, now you'll be back with your son in just a minute? And while she walk in talking with the CPS investigator, they go around the corner and police officers grab Jade and put her in handcuffs talking about she under arrest for medical neglect. What the fuck is a medical neglect when she's sitting here in the hospital? Y'all done had her in here day in and day out trying to fight for her motherfucking son to get a second opinion and you bitches is telling her no? What the fuck is going on here? And while she's sitting here in handcuffs and shit, all she can think about is her son that's back at that room screaming. Like, you really just walked me out this bitch, told me I was going to be back in my son's arms to get around this corner and your motherfucking ass arrest me? What the fuck? So while she's sitting in jail, all of a sudden y'all done had a shelter hearing. Y'all don't reach out to the girl's family. Instead of y'all making contact with the family so that they could come and get the baby, y'all decide to place them with somebody named Dina and Amanda. Now when Jay got out of jail, a CPS worker by the name of Michaela Bailey reached out and said, hey, can we speak? Michaela comes out, they speak. She wants to know why her son wasn't placed with her family. Of course, quite naturally, CPS is like trained to ignore the questions that they don't know the answer to. So Michaela dipping the question in return, gonna ask Jay, would you be willing to do a psych test so that we can figure out a case plan? Of course, Jay's like, yes, I'm willing to do whatever to get my son back. Now fast forward, y'all. February 17th of 2020, she went to Dr. Abel's in Gainesville, Florida. The lady ran the test and basically told her, yes, I believe you should get your son back. Quite naturally, Jade is happy. Like, okay, I can get my son. Like, I have great faith that I'm going to get my baby back. No, they get to court. And Michaela, the CPS worker, going to tell the judge that the people who done had her baby for not even 3 months is already considering adoption. And then the CPS worker going to tell the judge that the hospital, Shands Hospital, said that if they place that baby back into Jade's care, his mother's care, that they will not put the baby on a transplant list. So basically what Shands Hospital is saying is if you get your son back, we don't care whether he lives or passes on. Make it make the fuck sense. So Jade in court like, look, okay, if y'all don't want him back in my care, that's fine. I'll sign my rights over to a family member. Like, I really want my son out of their care. And she wasn't on no rude, negative Nancy or none of that because she had been in contact with the people about her son up until one day the lady gonna say, you need to be glad that I'm even giving you an update about him. And me personally would have been somewhere in her bushes waiting for her to go check her mailbox and I would have DDT'd her motherfucking ass. But this ain't my case. So y'all already know when the state wants something done, the state gonna want it done. They try to hit her with a curveball talking about well, we want the baby to be in a medical setting. So Jay like, well, my auntie is a nurse and she says she'll get my baby. So the state go and do a home study. They do the little walkthrough, perform background checks. Boom, she was approved. But just like that, motherfuckers up to no good. Michaela Bailey go and say that it was denied. Bitch, whose side are you on? Don't answer that. So when Michaela denied it, the auntie, who's a nurse, figured out the medicine that they was giving the baby, and that's what made the baby go into the situation that the baby was in. So basically, you bitches prescribed some shit that y'all knew was gonna do this shit to babies because of the condition that he got going on with his kidney. And then after it does what you guys intentionally fucking did, y'all gonna take that out on her and talk about medical neglect? And then lie talking about she missed some motherfucking appointments and that's why she got the charges? Come on, bro. Out of 99.999 of Americans out here, ain't nobody ever been 100% perfect attendance on a motherfucking doctor's appointments. Miss me with that bullshit. All right, boom. So they don't let the baby go with the nurse. She allows another auntie who's a police officer to go for the baby. They denied the baby. So you don't even trust nobody who works in the same field as you? I guess when it's black and brown, they think we're all clowns. So for whatever reason, the hospital, Shan's hospital, gave Jade the address of Amanda and Dina. And miraculously, Michaela pops out of there and makes her aware, if you go over there bothering them, you will be arrested. Okay, I was like, man, bitch, I don't even got the girl's address. 1212. Bro code. Jay trying to figure out what the fuck you threatening me for. I don't got the address. I'm not going over there. And then come to find out, Amanda and Dina submitted a report talking about the girl had been over there stalking them. Talking about the other kids in the home are afraid for their life. Bitch, what? They should be, and it wouldn't be of Jade. It would be of you two motherfuckers. So quite naturally, y'all know how the CPS situation goes. You go back and forth to court, back and forth to court. They going back and forth. Amanda and Dina talking about they fear for their life. And they feel like the baby should be adopted to them. And then if they get the adoption for the baby, that they're going to cut off all communication with the baby mama. What the fuck? Come back for part 2.